any extra burden at all.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the Speaker and like to speak at the appropriate time to the legislation.
The gentleman has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those perennial bills, and my friend Delegate Lohr knows that as long as he keeps putting it in, I'm going to have to keep standing up and arguing it against it. Friends, I hope that you'll reject this bill. Opponents of a woman's right to control her own reproductive destiny have not been able to outlaw abortion outright. So in the guise of public safety, we have a bill like this that's clearly intended to single out, and I dare say in some cases perhaps be used to harass, this one type of medical provider. The clinics this bill seeks to regulate provide birth control and family planning services, prenatal care, pap smears, and cancer screenings, and a variety of other important health care services, in many cases to very poor women and at very low cost. Delegate Lohr asserts that abortion providers are not currently regulated in Virginia and that other medical providers are regulated. I can tell the gentleman that's not true. The National Abortion Federation does provide the same level of oversight to providers in Virginia as the other types of health care associations provide to members of their organizations. All of these medical practitioners are regulated by Title 18 of the Virginia Administrative Code, as well as by the federal government through OSHA and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The gentleman has discussed the list of national certifying organizations that apply to the other various providers that perform invasive forms of surgery, and these have no regulatory weight in Virginia. So the idea that by adding to the regulations to one type of provider, we're not singling out that type of provider. If we're going to do that, what we need to do is we need to increase regulations for all providers. And in other words, abortion clinics are regulated no more or less than clinics where other invasive medical procedures are performed, yet this bill only targets abortion clinics. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we all understand very clearly that, in fact, a vote for this bill is a vote against a woman's constitutional right to reproductive freedom. If we've learned anything from the gubernatorial campaigns, both in 2005 and in 2009, I hope we've learned that the people of Virginia would rather we stop focusing on these divisive social issues so we can instead focus on jobs, the economy, and quality of life issues. Therefore, I urge you to reject this bill so we can promptly move on to issues where we might be able to find common ground. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Shall the bill be engrossed and passed through its third reading? As many as favor that motion.